get started, I want to give a shout out to our show producer, Miss Therese Westmoreland. Baby, I love the intro. Y'all let us know live or on the replay how much I love our new intro. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that she. Yes, send me the picture too. I did not even know. Like, if y'all could see my reaction while that intro was going on, like I was almost in tears. Like that was awesome.
You look so professional.
It does. I mean, she just makes us look better and better each and every single time. So thank you so much, Therese. I loved it. I love the music, the band. I mean, everything. We just love it. It's why, it's so important to have people. And, I talk a lot about business on this show. And I just want to say this, y'all. It's so important for you to have people who know your vision, who are willing to ride, all the ropes through your business with you. And it's just an all-around awesome person. And it's hard to find in this business space. I mean, me speaking from my personal experience, where you have a very small circle of individuals that you can, without a doubt, count on, right? And Therese, along with my girl Twonta, is one of those people. Okay, so I just want to give you your flowers, Therese, before we get the show started. Yeah, what you think, Twonta? Go ahead.
I told you, like I said, I'm there just like, oh, let me take a picture. And I'm out there doing a little video and everything.
Yes. It was awesome.
It was so pretty. The whole aesthetics of it is just so gorgeous. Therese, you did your thing.
You did that, girl. You did that. Yes, you did that.
If we had the ability to make a trophy, like the best, what the graphic design award goes to?
Westmoreland, absolutely. Come on through, honey. So we definitely want to also let you all know, Twonta and I have been doing this show for, I believe, since 2018, 2019. I think even before that. And this has been such an awesome and amazing journey. I mean, we've definitely, decided to host this show no matter what we're going on in life, what we have, the going on and things like that, and showing up for you guys on a weekly basis. And we honor you guys. We want to give our viewers, hey Diane, we want to give our viewers your flowers for really just joining along this journey with us. That's so vitally important. If you're watching this right now, whether you watch this on our YouTube channel, our Facebook, anywhere, share this broadcast out. Tag someone on here that you feel that will love to hear this information. And we have an awesome topic for y'all. So without further ado, Twonta, what are we talking about tonight?
Well, I thought we need to just continue on chatting and talking about the gifts of who we are. We are in the latter stage of 2023, ladies, and I know a lot of you are really grinding and really pushing forward into completing your task, your dream, your goals, or whatever that you said you were going to do since the beginning of this year. And so I wanted just to continue to talk about that and keep on reminding you how valuable and how important, but how unique you really are too. Okay. And so we want to get in contact. We can get in contact. We're going to definitely connect and talk about you are equipped with a different mission. You are equipped with a different mission. And what I mean by that, ladies, you are already impacted with so much inside of you that you did not have to, you didn't earn it. It was not merited to you. You are gifted beyond measures. And I think a lot of times we give ourselves very little credit. We really don't realize how powerful, literally how powerful we are, and that God just took so much time with his daughters and gifted us with so much powerful tools that we could just blow so many people minds, and so I just wanted to just reiterate more in depth about the uniqueness of you. So we're going to talk about that tonight. What do you think, hon? I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I was on mute. I love that. And I love that you brought up this topic for us tonight, Twonta, because it is very important for us to remind ourselves that we are so unique, and reminding ourselves, especially in the business world, as women of color, women, period, that we are so different and unique will allow us to help us to stop playing that compare syndrome with other
Right.
people. And I find that definitely this time of year is when we're doing that more often. We're because
Mhm.
we're looking at the fact that yes, this is 2023. We're now in October, and you're probably like, dang, it's been, I don't know, 9 months, and you may feel like you haven't reached your goal. You have not fulfilled your fullest potential. So now
Right.
when you're looking on social media where more businesses are posting for advertisements and more people are doing different things, you're probably in your mind thinking that you're not enough, that you're not equipped enough. But you are unique, and your uniqueness is going to help you to be successful and to pick up where you left off. And it's your mission, it's who you are, is what people are going to just magically, fall in love with. So I love this topic, and it's very timely for this time of the year. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And again, too, ladies, again, when I say it with a different mission, meaning that ladies, you stand out. You're not gonna
Yes.
be in the same category with other women that's out
Nope.
there doing different things or doing something similar to what you've been called to do. You
That's
may
right.
have the same abilities that your sister, of different cultures or whatever is doing, but
Hmm.
yours is different. It is
Yes, it is.
so different. And we're going to talk about how to embrace that uniqueness of who you are. So let's get
Yes.
started with our first point. So the first point, ladies, that I want you to know is that you need to accept that you're not like everyone else.
Yep.
You're supposed to stand out.
Yes.
You are not
Yes.
like everyone else. You're not. You cannot continue to be a copycat
Yep.
of someone else. You cannot continue to, you know, um, try to, be a part of the trend of what you see on social media. I get that, there's people that you admire, that you look up to, and, they may pull up a little something, something from them or whatever that you really like. And that's okay. You just want to pull a little this or pull a little that. But again, you have to be comfortable in the uniqueness of you. You are supposed to stand out. Now, I know that there are some of us sisters that are very quiet, timid, introverted type of sisters. I'm one of those sisters that are very introverted. But when it comes to me, when it comes to my musical side, I can't be introverted. I have to be on that stage and I got to do my thing and all of that. And I've been singing all my life. But when it's all said and done, I'm back in my world, quiet as a little lamb, and just enjoying my comfortness. But now that I'm older, God has elevated me and had taken me through this journey of life and going through so many different stages and different changes and different things or whatever. At first I didn't understand why I was going through the moans and the groans and the pains and all of that stuff. But now I understand, because he has elevated me to this position of ministry. And that is a whole different world in itself. Something I wasn't looking at, something I wasn't thinking about, something I didn't want to do. But God called me into it and I answered the call. Right. So for that alone, I have to stand out, because I have to be around his people. Right. And so I also realized that I'm not going to be like every other preacher or teacher for that matter. I have to learn how to walk in my uniqueness. My presentation may be a little bit different than the average preacher or teacher that you are familiar with or that or what have you. But I have to learn how to walk in the uniqueness of what God has designed and created for me. I'm supposed to stand out because of who God created me to be. I'm supposed to be that warrior, uh that trumpet blower. I'm supposed to make that noise. I'm supposed to be a little bit aggressive, not in the negative sense, but in the sense to really to wake up the spiritual side of that individual, right? So likewise for you, you are supposed to stand out, ladies. God has poured in something in you that it cannot be saturated. It can't not be just flatline. You are supposed to stand and be bold and be crazy with it and be authentic with it, right? You're gonna have people in your life that just may feel a little bit out, uncomfortable or out of pocket. Well, that's them. But you can't just, settle or just accept, like, girl, you need to calm down, or you need to, slow down or whatever. You can't do that because your mission is different than everybody else's mission. You are equipped. God has equipped you with so much in your life. And that's the whole point of us going through this journey, y'all. This journey is to truly get to identify who we are and who we are becoming, not what we used to be, but who we are now, who we are becoming. We are the new creatures. We are new women. We are developing into something new. We can't continue to go back into the past and start looking at our faults, looking at our mistakes, looking at whatever. No, God has fully equipped us to be stronger, to be dominant, to be powerful, to be available, to be accessible to our purpose and to the mission that he has assigned us to go on to. So yeah, you are supposed to stand out. You are supposed to be a one of a kind. You're supposed to be that one in a million. We are a royal priesthood. So
Ooh,
we're radical anyway because
yes,
we're
we
part of
are.
God's kingdom. So we're supposed to be all like, oh, well, who's she? Like,
Yes,
oh, I like her. There's something different about her, right?
right.
And that's what attracts people because they see something different about you
Yes,
versus the average Joe,
yes,
right?
yes,
So that you got to learn how to embrace that uniqueness about you too, ladies. Okay, and
yes.
we're gonna talk more about that. But what you think on it, Tisha?
Well, the first thing I want to mention is that, and I'm going to go into the business side of this conversation, is that whenever you're walking in a room or even in a space like social media, people should see your light. You know, I'm an email marketing strategist, and there's so many other people out there that also teaches email marketing. But when I'm presenting myself online, when I'm presenting my uniqueness on my stage, at my events, whatever, my light shines.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so proud of that. I'm very good at just making Leticia, my uniqueness, just come out there without saying that, without trying to look like everyone else that does what I do. Three things
Yeah.
I want to touch on is the way, well, the first thing I want to say is, you're not meant to, we always heard this saying as children, you're not meant to fit in. You are, in fact, meant to stand out. Let's first say that,
Yeah.
but the first thing I want to mention is, and this is just a personal thing that I personally had to go through in business. I had to go through a self-reflection with myself.
Mm-hmm.
I had to really sit and just look at myself in the mirror and say, if I'm going to really do this, if I'm going to get online and share my skills and gifts and talents, I had to have a self-reflection, sit down and say, and write a list of things that I'm great at, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to my business, and list of things that I'm not so great at. That's why I have my girl Therese, because she's always covering the things I'm not so great at. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times we look at the things that we're not great at. Like sometimes we say, well, I'm not great at doing content, or I'm not great at attraction marketing posts. I'm not great at this or great at that. And there's some times where you're never going to be great at that thing. This is why you always bring other people in who have that light in whatever it is that you have a weakness at, so that they can shine around you. It's almost like you're a candle, and you're also allowing other candles to shine alongside you. And I think that creates something that's absolutely amazing. The second
Mm-hmm.
thing is, when it comes to your brand, ladies, I find that as women, we really struggle with telling our story, with sharing our story, just being like totally and completely transparent. Like I went live in one of my groups the other day, and I said, listen, y'all, I was so honest, right, Therese? I was like, y'all, listen, I've been going through it in my personal life. There's been a lot of things that has been going on that has been not making me sad, but making me angry. Like I was angry, and I shared how
Girl.
I'll show up and I shine my light, but inside I'm mad. Like I want to like when I
Right.
say angry, y'all, I'm talking about angry. Like I want to punch a damn hole in the wall, honey. I want to key some cars, honey. I want to set some things on fire. You know, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just
I
saying it's
feel
what
you.
I feel.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And every single day, I have to show up and calm that down. You know what I
Right.
mean? And still
Mhm,
shine my light. So
mhm.
when it comes to telling your stories, that honest and transparent, because I know there's a lot of women who also want to punch a hole in the wall, want to keep some cars along with me, you know, like Waiting to Exhale, whatever that movie was, when she was like set that man's car on fire and all
Oh,
his clothes
yes,
in there.
honey,
Honey,
that's a
I
funny
was that was
scene.
that's how I've been feeling the past couple of days, couple of weeks, and
Yes,
I'm just
Lord.
being transparent. And it's almost like even though I'm going through this test, I call it, I have to, because I've been praying a lot. This is definitely a test.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm all the way through the test, y'all. I ain't gonna be, paint a little picture like, yeah, I'm surviving. I'm going through it. But at
Right.
least your audience can have that. And this is the third point I want to make, that connection with you. Because I
Mm,
find that on social media, um we want to be like everybody else. We want to be showing all the successes and all the greatness and stuff. But baby, if you just feel like, listen, I want to key a car, I want to punch a hole in the wall, just say it. Like sometimes that can be an internal connection that will allow people to relate to you, right? And they
mhm.
still see you working your business. They still see you being a mom. They still see you showing up above all things
Right.
that you are going through, and also that allows you to stand out. See, I find that sometimes as women, we all going through so much. Some of y'all may be going through 10 times worse than me. There's so much going on in the world,
Yeah.
and sometimes we feel like we don't want to share that because we don't want to be negative or Debbie Downers and things like that. And really,
Right.
that's not, because people are still seeing you shine. They still seeing you showing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They still
Right.
seeing you. Like, I was like, child, listen, I was going through it earlier today. I'm like, let me just put some makeup on. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. And sometimes in my prayer, like, what was it? Was it Monday? I was
Mhm.
really like, I was sitting here in my room with no lights on in the dark. Mother-in-law knocks on my door. And she's like, girl, as long as you have your health, you have everything. As long as you
Mhm.
have God in your health. And if y'all know, and y'all, those of y'all who are my clients, y'all know what my, mother-in-law is going through right now. So the fact
Mhm.
that she said that to me, and I don't want to start getting emotional, it really
Yeah.
had me put some things into perspective, because there's a lot of people, a lot of women in this world don't have their health. A lot of women in this world can't hold their child right now because their child passed on. I mean, there's so much, and I had to get out of that dark place. But again, that's part of me be unique, and then I just went and started sharing that in my groups and stuff, because I was like, I know there's my clients, my community, some of them are probably going through the same thing. As that time of the year where
Yeah.
this time of year things hit you like a Uzi, like back to back to back, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so, having those moments of where you just put it, self-reflecting, putting things in perspective, being honest with your feelings too, I think that's
Mhm.
important. I had to really grow to start being honest, and it got to the point where I even had to start being honest with my children. And I
Mhm.
shared this in one of my groups yesterday. I said, I grew up with parents where I would say, hey, I knew there was something going on.
Yeah.
But I asked a question, say, hey, mom, hey, dad, what's going on? Go in your room, go play, da da da. And then
Mhm.
I remember being 13-year-old confused, saying that, wait, they're saying everything's fine, but I know something ain't right. So, I
Mhm.
had to, during the week, I had to bring my kids into the room and say, hey, y'all, let me tell you something. Y'all know mommy is always going to do her thing. Mommy's going
Right.
to show up, run her business, cook for y'all, clean for y'all, pick her up for school. But I'm just letting you know there's going to be times when mommy's going to cry. Mommy's going to be
Yeah.
sad. I may be in my room, laying in the bed by myself. I just want to let you
Absolutely.
know that mommy's okay, but she's not okay. It's like that
Yeah.
in betweenness. And
Yeah.
so my daughter, who is 13, my oldest daughter,
Mhm.
she looked at me, and I felt internally that she had a respect for me now. Because there's a
Mhm.
difference for me saying that, oh, I'm okay, but knowing that I ain't okay.
Right.
I'm
Right.
fine. He, he not acting right. Then me
Yeah.
say, now I'm saying, listen, I'm not okay. Yeah, you're right.
Mhm.
I want to punch my head in the wall. keep some cards, burn some clothes. I'm just telling you, that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so you can't be like everybody else, y'all. 'Cause let me tell you something. These people who you think are perfect on social media, they're not.
They're
Okay,
not.
people are really good. Social media is the most easiest platform to just mask, yourself and become somebody you truly aren't. Until people actually meet you face to face, and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute, girl, that post you did last week, you now, girl, it's not given." You know, yes, that's my 2 cents on it.
I love that. I love that
Yeah.
because it's about being vulnerable, but you're strong at the same time.
Yes. Ooh, I love that.
That's
Mm,
what it is. You're
that's deep.
vulnerable. You have every
That's
right to
deep.
be vulnerable, but you're strong at the same time.
That is
Right?
deep, mamas. Yes,
Yes, yes.
that's deep.
Let's go to our second point, ladies. So our
Second
second
point.
for tonight as well that we're going to talk about a little bit more is that you don't take shortcuts.
No.
Okay, don't take shortcuts. God has a different path for you. So basically, ladies, don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself at all. I know it gets really tiring and frustrating and annoying and all of that, and you don't see any thing growing. You don't see any changing happen, and it gets a little bit unnerving sometimes, and you just want to, like, you know what, I'm just going to take a shortcut, or I'm just going to do it my way. That's just the bottom line, because that's what you're doing it your way, versus what God has for you. God has a different path, and that path is his path, his plan for your life. And his direction and our direction ain't the same. It's not the same. And ladies, we have to really learn how to humble ourselves and really get ourselves out of the way, our emotions back intact. We got to control our emotions and stop getting so distracted over what we see on social media, what is on the post, or what families or haters are saying. No, God says this, and this is what he meant, and I'm going to follow him, and I'm going to stay focused on it. I'm not going to cheat this. I'm not going to cheat myself. I'm not going to mess this up. I'm going to go ahead and keep on persevering. That's basically what you're doing. You're persevering. This is long suffering. This is part of the journey. It's
Right,
part of
right,
the journey. You cannot just do that to yourself anymore. Because what is it going to prove for you?
right.
Because when you take those shortcuts, and we all have done it, at the end, what have you won?
That's
Honestly,
right. That's right.
and you'll be more upset with yourself because you should have waited. You should have been like, oh man, if I just would have waited a little while longer, I could have, if I had listened to Leticia, I would have been going to the trip with her. Or if
Right,
I did,
right,
you know what I mean? And so we can't continue to, shoot ourselves in the foot. No, I didn't mean to say I
right.
hope I'm gonna get blogged or anything, but that's not what I'm trying to say. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get you. I hear
you
you.
know, you don't want to mess your own self up. And a lot of
Right,
times we do that because we're being impatient. We're anxious. We're frustrated. But again, as I said before, ladies, this journey is about you. It's about you knowing who you are. There's some things that God wants to bring to your attention, that he wants you to correct, that he wants you to ask him to correct those behaviors that can set you back again, right? He has a plan for you, but in order for you to see what he has for you, you got to take care of those behaviors, those issues, those hiccups. Those cheat sheets in your life, right? He doesn't want you to self-sabotage yourself. Okay, your destiny ain't going nowhere. Okay, what he has for you is for you, but it's going to take you longer than it should be because you don't want to wait. You want to go ahead and say, well, you know what, I've been waiting for 6 years, I've been waiting for 3 years, I'm going to do what I want to do. Okay, well then God's like, okay, I'll lift my hand from it then, because I can't do it and you trying to intervene. This is just not going to work. So don't take shortcuts. God has a different path for you. And when God put his hand on some things, you know it's going to turn out great. You know it's going to turn out beautiful. You know it's
That's
going to
right.
turn out amazing. Look at you. There you go. Prime example. He has his hand on you, and
That's right.
you are a beautiful thing. You are a fly girl. You are gorgeous. You talented. You're powerful,
Amen.
right? So don't cheat yourself. Don't do that to yourself. What you got to say, babes?
I want to say like four things. Number one, you got to have a vision. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to have a vision. I mean, there's no way around this when it comes to life or business. You got to have
Bam.
a vision. Vision represents like what pictures are you painted in your head of where you want your current life to be, right? Like
Right.
where you want to be the next 6 to 12 months. Let's say that. Like sit down and say, this is where I want to be in the next 6 to 12 months. I want to be making this much money. I want to have this career. I want to have, this started. And then also think of where do you see yourself in the next 10 to 20 years, right?
Right.
That's a
Mhm.
vision, right? So have that written down. If you don't have to have all pretty board, I know people are like, well, if I don't have a board, then I don't know. You could just write some things down, just put it on paper. And
Mhm.
two is you got to have a mission. Sometimes people get this confused too. They get confused from this. Well, they think a mission is like a vision, and a vision is like a mission. It's not. A mission is what are you going to do? What work you're going to put in place? Who you're going to connect with in order to accomplish your vision, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's almost like faith without works is dead. That's where that comes in, right? The third
Mhm.
thing is your purpose. Why are you doing all this in the first place? I find
Mhm.
that sometimes people have the vision and the mission, but they don't have
Mhm.
the purpose. It's not going to keep them consistent.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So this is why
Yep.
you going back to the first point of what I said of yeah, I've been in depression mode lately. I've been sad, things like that. But it's because I don't want to let my kids down. That keeps my purpose. That's my purpose right there. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
and then the last thing, guys, is, and this is something that may be a struggle for some of y'all, especially in the business world, is that you got to seek feedback. I think that's important. That really
Mhm.
helps you to sharpen your iron. That really helps you to stand in your best self and tweak some things and things like that. Start asking people what are some things that they want you to keep doing. What are some things that they want you to stop doing? Okay, and what are some
Yeah.
things that they're like, they sort of be like, let's just do away with, or what's some things they can just critique you on. And I think those things are important in the business world because sometimes we need that outside perspective
Right.
when it comes
Mhm.
to business. And this is why having a business coach, is vital in your business because that is that outside perspective. That is that person who's outside your bubble. They're going to give you that honest truth and their honest opinion. So again, vision,
Absolutely.
mission, purpose, and feedback. I think that's golden when it comes to not taking shortcuts. Okay, so you're
Mhm.
bad because there is none. And a lot of times when you're trying to take these shortcuts and then you fail, you end up going, then you do have those moments where you be like, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda. So yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, and it's just too much. You're wasting so much valuable time. Time
yes,
is so precious, as we all know, and you just don't want to continue to, hurt yourself like that anymore.
right,
Um, so you just go ahead and tough it out.
yep,
To say, okay, I can do this. I can do
yep,
this. And not look at everything or anybody else. You just
right,
focus on that plan that God has designed just for you, knowing that
amen.
all that you put forth, you invested, is going to be worth it at the end.
You're
Yeah, it's
absolutely
going to be
right.
worth it at the end. So let's move to our third point, ladies. Our third point for tonight is don't bypass the small blessings. Don't
Yes,
bypass the small blessings. They're bigger than you think. Now, the small blessings, ladies, we got to be really careful with that because we don't realize how blessed we have those
yes,
small blessings until it's not there anymore. The simplest blessings that we totally take for granted for the majority of us. For one thing, we don't realize, we don't say, "Oh, well, God, I thank you that I have." I would say this. Sometimes we wake up in the morning and we don't even say, God, I thank you for waking me up this morning. That's a blessing.
Ooh, wait a minute. I'm guilty. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I don't do it every morning. Y'all be honest too. You gotta hold yourself accountable in order to change. Y'all heard that? That touched
Yeah.
you like it did me. Say out.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't acknowledge him before we put our feet on the ground. We don't say, when we wake up, he wakes us up, and he's waiting for us to acknowledge him, but we don't do that. We get up, we use the bathroom, or we go ahead and roll over, and we get our phone to see what time it is, and we may see our notifications, and we get caught off of that, or we just put the phone down and we just like, oh, is it raining? you know, we don't think about the small blessings, or we don't even say, God, I thank you that I'm able to brush my own teeth. I'm able to get up out the bed on my own 2 feet. Or, God, I'm thankful that I have a place to lay my head. I'm thankful that I have a couch. Those things, those small blessings. But what I mean by, as far as the small blessings in terms of you as a woman, you know, you got to really be grateful that God has given you life and given you another day to get it together, to get it right, to prioritize. Thank God for prioritizations, if that is a word. Thank God for him giving you this platform, whatever that platform is. That's a blessing in itself, that you can go ahead and direct. You can change some things. You can organize some things, and that's a freedom right there, that you don't have to, wait for someone to acknowledge or to accept your plan, so to speak, or what you're trying to organize. I hope I'm making sense, right? You just don't bypass
Yes,
these
you
small
are.
blessings, because here's the thing with small blessings also can open up bigger blessings. So you have to be careful of not, of ignoring that. Be grateful for the small things. Here it is. A lot of people today wish they had a bigger house, or they wish they had more money. But how are you doing with the money that you have now? Huh? Are you being smart with it? Are you budgeting with it? Are you investing with it? Or are you just, burning it out as soon as you get your paycheck or get your tax return? You out in the mall, you out doing stuff, as opposed to putting that money into the side or being a blessing to others or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then, we cry like, okay, God, well, I need money. Whatever. So we got to really, really, really just slow ourselves down and really count our blessings. Count the small things that we literally overlook on a daily basis. Hey, Tish. Hello, Leticia. What are you doing? She
I
said
meant to
fakes.
say facts. I didn't mean. I was trying to delete that. I meant to say facts, girl. You got me so excited. I meant to say that's why put my next comment, Therese. Is fact. That's the word. I didn't mean to put facts. I'm so excited, girl.
That's okay. That's
Sorry about.
okay. But you
Yes.
go ahead and you can add to it. Go
You know,
ahead,
I have
Mama.
3 points I want to make, when it comes to your business, y'all, because Twonta touches on a lot of life lessons and they're amazing. In the
Mhm.
business world, you gotta be thankful for your business. I know a lot of women,
Lord.
and those of you who are probably watching this, you may not be that thankful. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe you're like, I ain't making that much money. I'm not making any money at all. I don't got a large following. And you're not thankful or appreciate the fact that, girl, you have something that a lot of people don't have, which is a business. Okay, so be thankful for it. Another
Yeah.
thing is congratulate yourself for even small wins. Okay, congratulate yourself for it, girl. Like, my husband's Jamaican, so they say big yourself up, big yourself up. You gotta big yourself up, because in order for you to
Mhm.
get that congratulations and awards and success and all that popularity from your audience, you gotta big yourself up first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta shout your accomplishments out, no matter how big or small, through the rooftops. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And the last thing I want to say is, don't think that God is going to give you big money. And I'm raising my hand on this too, because I was guilty of this too in the past.
Mhm.
Don't think that God is going to give you big money if you're not even appreciative of the small money that you're making. And what I
Mhm.
mean by that is, if somebody even pays you $20, you
Yeah.
pay yourself a percentage, your
Yeah.
business gets a percentage. You don't keep that
Mhm.
whole 20. No matter how
Mhm.
hard it is, even if your percentage is 15%, 20, however you want. There's no like a brass tax other than your, depending on your state and what business tax they take out. You got to look that up and put that
Yeah.
aside. That's a must. But then how much you're going to pay yourself, pay your business, that's all up to you. But you got to put your money aside, your business side. It got to be in two separate accounts. Okay.
Absolutely.
So that is
Absolutely.
important because again, that's also appreciating your blessings and saying, you know what? It's almost like when I get paid by a client, I give my 10% to God. My church got an online donation thing. I go on the website,
Mhm, mhm,
okay,
mhm, mhm.
and it goes from there. And then I separate everything else. So again, that's your blessing. You know what I'm saying? That you say, you know what? I know God has something bigger for me, greater for me. So I'll make sure to put away my personal from my business. Yes, yes,
Yeah, absolutely. And also, ladies, again, getting to the personal side of your life, appreciate, the small blessings as far as with your family is
yeah,
concerned. You
yeah,
know, they're only there for a season in your
yeah.
life. And I get it. Sometimes some people, your relatives could be a pain in the behind, you know, that you just want to be like, but you can't do that, but you
Amen.
realize, when you get, when you have your family gatherings and stuff, and y'all look at some old pictures from back in the day, and y'all just start, remembering those moments. Y'all have a moment of gratitude and
Yes,
appreciation, and you laugh about it, or what have you, and you really think about that relative, because that person has done some great things for the family or great
right.
things for you,
Yeah,
and they may have their bad moments and what have you, but at the end of the day, you know that person do care, that
yeah.
person will fight for you, that person will be there for you, or what have you, so you just got to say, God, I thank you for so and so, I thank you for
Right,
my uncle,
right.
I thank you for my cousin, I thank you for my dad, or whoever,
Yeah.
because if it
Hey,
wasn't for them,
Regina.
hey Regina, I would not have graduated.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be living in my new house, or
right.
I would not have, a free account, or whatever it is,
Yeah,
because of what these persons done in your life, right?
right, right.
And also give yourself just a tiny little credit for yourself.
Yeah,
You have a goal out there saying that, okay, you know what? My goal is to lose 10 pounds in a month, and
yeah,
you achieve that, and
yeah.
then some. That's a small blessing, because it was not easy to
Nope.
achieve that, right? But you did it anyway, right?
Amen.
Because here's the thing, if you stay consistent on that and keep on doing in increments like that, guess what? As I said before, those small blessings will eventually open another blessing, which will be bigger.
Bigger,
And
bigger and greater.
eyes how God will just pour into you something
Right.
that you weren't even looking for, something that you probably didn't even prayed about, or you probably did, but you just never thought about it anymore after that.
Yeah.
And you like, whoa, this
Yes.
is
Amen.
huge. This is
Amen.
amazing. So again, ladies, don't bypass the small blessings. I'm
Don't,
telling
please don't. And I feel like
you.
somebody needs to hear this. Even when we talk about bypassing small blessings, even something negative can still
Mm-hmm.
be a blessing. Something
Mm-hmm.
that did not work out to your favor can be a blessing. So
Yeah.
really look at certain situations and trials and tribulations that, and I'm just saying this from experience, me going through what I'm going through personally in my life, that I look at is not good. I also have to say,
Mhm.
God, you wouldn't bring me, and I swear to y'all, I say this to myself all the time. I've been saying to
Mhm.
myself this to myself a lot lately. God,
Mhm.
you wouldn't bring me to this if you
Right.
wasn't going to bring me through this,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
You would
That's
not
good.
brought me to this negative, nasty uh,
Yeah.
situation. Sorry,
Yeah.
Twonta, you got your pastoral situation. If you was not gonna bring me through this with my hands held high,
Oh Lord.
saying yes, I
Mhm.
conquered it. So you
Mhm.
could go. Some of y'all may be going through big, small, medium problems, but know that God would not have brought you to that problem unless He was going to bring you through that problem. You just got
Yeah.
to believe and know that He has your hand every step of the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. Let's move to our fourth point,
Because I
and
feel
let.
like punching a hole in the wall, y'all. Pray for me.
Ooh, girl. Trust
Yes.
me, I understand, child. I
Yes.
do.
Yes.
So our fourth point, ladies, is don't snuff your gifts.
Ooh, I like that.
Spiritual gift has a special role in fulfilling God's agenda. So, what I mean by snuff? Okay. Snuff your gift. Basically, execute it. Basically, just relinquish, just extinguish it, right? Extinguish. Don't snuff your gifts. Don't put it to the side. Don't bury it. Don't let it go, because I get it. A lot of us get so flustered and so frustrated. But let me tell you something. Your spiritual gifts is different than your talents. Okay, your spiritual gifts, what I mean by is something that God has already implemented in you before you were even formed in your mother's womb. Okay, this means that you have a gift of encouragement. You have the gift of really being a great motivator to others. You are a great helper. These are spiritual gifts. There's so many other spiritual gifts, and that's in the book of the Lord. And you definitely need to identify those spiritual gifts, because we all have one. We have more than one, but you have to find that for yourself. You probably already know it and you didn't even recognize it. There are a lot of people who have that gift, that spiritual gift of being a great encourager, right? You have people that really are good at that. They come and they listen to you, or they listen to whatever you got going on, but they have the words of wisdom, that words that's like a balm in Gilead type of ministry that just soothes the soul, that makes you feel so much better, right? Even though nothing has happened yet, but the person comes in with this spiritual gift and encourage you with so much great words and of a peace, and it just takes you to a whole nother level. That's a spiritual gift. So I'm saying this to say, there's some of you might be writers. Some of you probably like to write quotes or write affirmations or declarations or what have you, and you probably have been thinking about or pondering about writing a book or writing something that could be very encouraging to a lot of people, particularly women, if that's who you are more pulling out in that market. Then my beautiful sisters, that's your spiritual gift in terms of encouraging words. You could go ahead and find those scriptures, and then you can go ahead and add to that, or speak on that a little bit more in depth, and you see how that really shifts the atmosphere. It shifts the atmosphere. Again, it has a special role in fulfilling God's agenda, because it's not your agenda, it's God's agenda. He has the plan. It's a God kingdom, it's a kingdom plan. We are
Absolutely.
all part of that. Every single one of us has a purpose, and it's all in alignment to his plan.
That's right.
So you have to get yourself out of the way, your agenda out of the way. Now, I'm not saying that you have your to-do list of things that you would like to accomplish and all of that. He's fully aware of that, and definitely he will definitely incorporate that along to what he has. But what he has is definitely going to be it's going to be better, and it's going to open things a little bit more for you, right?
That's right.
Again, your spiritual gifts, whatever they may be, you need to execute that a little bit more. You need to
Yep.
stand firm on that. Now, your talents are different. Talents mean that, like me, I like to create, I like to design, I like to, do all those things. Talents, you may be a great cook, you may be a great designer in terms of sewing clothes or whatever, interior designer. That's your talent. And then some of you have that God-given talent where it's like you just woke up learning how to sew, how to put an outfit together in a matter of minutes. I can't sew to save my life. Okay. Not saying that I wouldn't want to learn how to, but I know for me, that's not my talent. That's not one of my gifts, if you will. Now, spiritual gifts, I'm all about that encouragement. I'm more of exhortation. I'm all about, being that minister. That's just who I am. That's how God created me to be. But I can also include that
Hmm.
to my talents of
Yes.
what I have. right? Going on live and being a encourager there. I have my weekly, Bible study on my other group page, my
Right.
resilience group page, and I come on every Thursday. Hey, Jacqueline.
Exactly.
And I talk about the word of God and all those things like that. So that's
Right.
what I'm talking about, ladies. So don't snuff your gifts. Don't don't get irritated. Don't give up. Bottom
Yeah.
line. Don't put it in a corner somewhere and say, you know what, I can't. I'm not going.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that to yourself, okay? Because again, you are a unique being. You
That's
are
right.
made to be different. You are made to be one of a kind. And I want this to be embedded in your hearing, ladies, because there's so many of us out here that are accepting the lies of the world,
Yeah.
telling us that we are not enough. We got to
Mm-hmm.
follow the trends of what social media and what people are saying as how we as women supposed to act,
Yep.
how we supposed to live,
And how
how
you
we
go.
supposed to, you know, do our business or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you are different. And you got to
Mm-hmm.
learn to stand and be different.
That's right.
Okay? Go ahead, Tisha.
And really walking into such a way where you have ultimate confidence, and you don't have to be a perfect person, a perfect woman. You don't have to have a perfect business to walk in your own unique perfect confidence. I love this particular talking point, Tawata, because
Mhm.
mentioning something like not snuffing your gifts,
Yeah.
fulfill your, this is all God's agenda. I want to have to say to those of you in the business world, price accordingly. And this is something that I have struggled in my business for years until I decided to say, I need to charge my worth. I need to
Mhm.
charge my worth. I need to create expectations. I need to set the bar higher, because
Mhm.
we, as
Mhm.
with female entrepreneurs, we will always over deliver. You know what I mean? You can say,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to work with you one on one every single week. But then again, you're answering, client phone calls, you're answering their emails, all in between the time y'all supposed to be meeting. That's over delivering, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So you
Yeah.
have gifts, you have talents, right? You have a spiritual gift, right? Also, you got one that had never put those desires on your heart in the first place. So you need to charge accordingly. Now, I tell people all the time, the price you see today, you ain't gonna see
Mhm.
next year. The price you
Right.
see this week, you're not going to see next week. I raise my
Mhm.
prices all the time, and I do that because I'm the CE mother. Oh, I'm sorry to my time. No, you got your pastoral thing, girl. About listen. And when we live in the concept of, wait a minute, as a black woman, if
Ooh.
I charge 1,000 and you say no, you're going to see them go over to somebody else who look like this. They're going to charge 5,000. Hey, that's my brother, y'all. And you're gonna let them. They're gonna pay their price with no problem.
Yeah.
And you're sitting here like, well, I don't want to charge 1,000 because we're past the pandemic. People are trying to keep up. Eggs and milk is a lot of money. End of the day, if somebody really wants a change in their life, they're gonna pay any price for it. They're gonna
Mhm.
pay any price for it. You go to a Louis Vuitton store. You think throughout the pandemic and even now, prices are going up, things like that. I spent $900 in the grocery store last week. You think Louis Vuitton is going to say, let's put all these purses on sale?
Hmm.
You think Gucci's gonna say, let's put all these belts on sale? You think if you go into a Bentley dealership, then all the cars gonna be half off, buy one get one? They ain't doing it.
No.
They
No.
maintain the price because they, again, you gotta allow people, and I think this is a gift as an entrepreneur. I don't care. My brother's a DJ. I mean, I'm around people who have businesses. I feel like our gifts as CEOs and entrepreneurs is that we have to allow people to rise to the caliber of their potential.
Mhm.
Okay. So if I am, like, for my high ticket coaching, if I am lowering the price of that, I am not allowing people to rise to the quality of their potential by saying, listen, I want to change my business. So I need to do what I need to do. So let me work hard so I can pay for the services I need. So that way I can reach my goals. Right? If you decide to nickel and dime yourself, it's almost like people are not going to feel like you're legit, or they're not going to feel like you're the qualified enough, because premium pricing is premium pricing.
Yeah.
Okay. There's
Yeah.
certain things that I go cheap on, Okay. And there's certain things that, hey, I'm going to pay extra for because I want premium pricing.
Right.
Yes, the
Right.
value yourself is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Value yourself is so important. And we as women, especially women of color, and I'm only directing you guys because I am a Black woman, is
Yeah.
that we have to really stop selling ourselves short. We have extreme gifts. There's a lot of, I've been in certain situations business wise where I've seen people, sort of leverage my idea as their own. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
it really got me to the point where I wasn't mad at it. I was
Mm-hmm.
really like, thank you, God, for showing me that I have a light within me that
Yeah.
nobody else has and
Exactly.
nobody else would ever have. It's like
Mm-hmm.
what Beyonce say, I'm one of one, I'm the only one. No
Mm-hmm.
one can compete with me. It's like that because we are all unique. And Twonta, I love you for bringing up this topic, okay? Because it's what we need to, sometimes we gotta big up ourselves a little bit more. And despite whatever we're going through, be
Mm-hmm.
glad for your gifts. Be
That's it.
excited for your gifts, baby. You got some gift. What did Regina said? That's what she said. That's what I'm trying to lean on my computer.
He
She
said
said,
that's
that's what I don't understand. They don't want to pay us, but we'll go pay them to no problem. And that really bothers me. No, let's not blame it on them.
mm-hmm.
We gotta blame it on us.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because what we will do, even though we know they went to his girlfriend over here,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
then charge lower
Right.
and take mess from the low end
Mm-hmm.
client or customer tail. So we gotta really, it's not them, it's us.
Yeah.
Because if they
Yeah.
know that, hey, I can get it cheaper from her,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? And pay
Mm-hmm.
more for her. No, it gotta be both sides, honey. This is like
Both
a match.
sides.
We flip it. If
Yep.
you go over there, that's what people told me, girl, I went over there, honey, and I charge more than what they charge. That's the point I'm at in my business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So we got to really call it
Right.
for what it is. We must set our bar and don't take less. Don't take less. That's right. That's my brother, y'all. My older brother, Melvin. So again, ladies, it's like it's so true on what you said, Twonta. It's like don't snuff your gifts. Like sometimes I listen to women sometimes and say, yeah, I know how to teach this, but it's not that
Mm-hmm.
great. And you're
Yeah.
waiting for a client or a customer to tell you you're great. Baby, it don't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
gotta walk in the room knowing you are the SHIT. Sorry, Twonta, I know you got your pesto. I'm sorry, girl. Forgive me. Before anybody on the internet
Yes.
thinks you the SHIT, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta know it first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's like a baby don't know they're cute unless the parents say, "Oh, that baby's so cute." The baby don't wake up this boy thinking it's cute. It's
Right.
because somebody confirmed it. I remember. I hope my brother's still on here. I hope you remember this, Melvin. When we used to live on Elderberry,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to start crying because y'all know when I talk about my daddy, I cry. My daddy was named Melvin too,
Oh.
and I remember walking down the steps dozens of times as a little girl, and my father would be at the end of the steps, and he would say, "Here she comes, Miss America."
Yeah.
Over and
Yeah.
over again. And I used to get mad, like, Daddy, stop. I used to get so mad at him because I'm like, I look ugly, I got boogers in my nose, whatever. And it's the fact that, and back then, Miss America was like the thing.
Yes.
We would come on, we watch the
Yes.
TV, we see Miss. I remember seeing
That
the
was
women
one
get
of those
crowned and
sisters.
everything. I'm like, oh my God. And it was a thing back then. So the fact that I got that confirmation from my daddy,
Yeah.
so that's what it is. It's like you have to know what you know.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know that the fact that people are not going to see a value in you unless you see value in yourself,
Right.
unless you
Right.
see your gifts within yourself. And sometimes you will have to ask people sometimes, like, girl, what are some of the things that you will say is a gift? Because
Yeah.
sometimes we don't know something is a gift,
Mm-hmm.
we make,
Mm-hmm.
because as women, we do things every day,
Yeah.
on autopilot. It's like cook, clean,
Mm-hmm.
nurture, love, things
Mm-hmm.
like that. And one
Right.
thing my husband mentioned to me the other day, which I was shocked, you know what I mean? Because I was like, yeah, that, and I almost snuffed this gift too. He was like, I love and appreciate the fact that every time the kids walk in the room, you say, "Come and kiss me." From my
Oh.
16-year-old to my now 3-year-old, come, baby, give me. And I just always say that. It's like I always
Yeah.
want to give them a hug, give them a kiss.
Yeah.
Even my older kids don't want to hug me. I'm girl, I'm like,
Yeah, that's how I am with Naya. Both
Look,
up matching. Naya and Stephanie. Get my sugar.
yours do that, right?
Yes. Naya be like, I'm like,
Hey,
what?
stop. Because they older now. But he said that, I'm like, wow, that's a gift. Because a lot of parents don't do that.
Yes.
I own a restaurant. Yes, he does. And handyman service. As a business, I had to make it plain and clear that I was not taking less because people think they can get over because I'm a black business. That's right. They think that. But you know what? And I'm gonna just say this as women. Okay, a woman perspective is they do that because that's what we take.
That's what we take.
So
Yes.
they're going to just do it. This is not, see, everything is a learned behavior. I always feel that. I always tell my kids that all the time. Everything's a learned behavior. So they do that because we do take it, and we take it and we'll complain on the back end, but we're still, hi, hi,
Mm-hmm.
hi,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know? And
Mm-hmm.
guys, listen, this is something that we have to always work on as women. There's sometimes Treese would tell you I would charge a price or something, and we'll get clients that I'm like, Treese, we raising the price. Let's go into strike. Put it on the page. Done. Don't be afraid to lose people that don't want to pay your worth. That's right. Talk
Yeah.
about it. Yes.
Speak the
So
truth on.
yes, yes, yes. All right, let's go to the next
No,
point.
this is good. This is
Yeah.
absolutely good. I'm hoping you ladies are taking notes, because this is something again that I have been noticing about a lot of us queens out here,
Mm-hmm.
where we are really snuffing our gifts because we're trying to follow in the trend or
Mm-hmm.
we listening to other people's whatever agenda or
Mm-hmm.
and again, you are unique. You are not supposed to be with the ordinary. You are extreme
Mm-mm.
and you got to
Mm-mm.
learn how to stand in your own. You got to stand in your own. So our
Mm-hmm.
last point for tonight, ladies, is make no
Don't
apologies.
make none. Zero.
Okay, make
Zilch.
no apologies for being a game changer.
Yes.
Meaning that, girl,
Yes.
you are a radical queen. Radical queens has their own set of rules. My darlings, you don't need to apologize for being a game changer. Listen, Jesus was a game changer. Hello.
Woo!
Come on. When
What?
he was a game changer. The Pharisees and the Sadducees, they didn't like it. Yeah, Jesus was ruffling up their little coats. Okay. They did not like it one bit. All right. And he knew that he was going to ruffle people's feathers. Okay. Because he was who he is. He is the great I am, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, all those wonderful things. So, ladies, again, like I said, we are from the royal priesthood. So we are a game changer. We are radical. We are supposed to be different. We are supposed to make some noise. Okay. We're supposed to go ahead and make the rules. Okay. Set your boundaries. Let people know that you're not going to tolerate other things or other behaviors. Let people understand, listen, I don't play that game no more. I'm a different boss. I'm a CEO. I am the queen of my empire. I am standing, I'm letting people know who I am and who I was not. Okay. You got to make it plain to some people because there's people that's still hanging on to the memories of your yesterday.
That's right. Ooh, I want to
You
touch on
let
that.
go of
Yeah.
that. Okay, you're not hanging up on that. You don't have the hangers of your yesterdays no more. You got rid of those wired hangers. Y'all remember that movie back in the day called Mommy Dearest, where
Yep.
Miss Thing was playing the mother and she was beating that child with them wires.
Ooh,
And when that
Lord.
child got older, she threw them wires. She's like, you know what I'm saying? So listen, let me tell you, my queens, you don't sell yourself short to
That's right.
nobody. You
That's
don't have
right.
to apologize because you making some changes in your business. You're making changes in your personal life.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't hang out like you used to hang out. You 40 some years old, you 40, you 30 some years old, or whatever. You married now, you got kids now. You can't hang out with your girlfriends no more like you used to, and they gotta respect that. They
That's
gotta know,
right.
oh, you different now. Oh, you think, oh, since you got a boo and all that. Yeah, I got a boo. I got a husband. I got a family to raise. I'm not
Yep.
saying that we can't be friends forever. We can't hang out, but you gotta respect my boundaries. I
Yes.
gotta
Yes.
take care of my family. I gotta take care of my home. I gotta take care of my husband. I gotta take care of my responsibilities. That's what you need to stand up on. And those of you
Amen.
who are not married, but you do have kids, listen, that's a whole different ball game being a single parent.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, it is. Amen.
And I was raised by a single mother. Come on. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And I saw her doing the best she could to make sure I had whatever she wanted to bless me with, to be truthful and honest about it. But it wasn't easy. But
Yep.
she had her boundaries too. Now, she wasn't the type of woman to go out and hang out. That was not her nature. But I know there's some sisters out there that enjoy that life. They want to hang out and do all those things. But now you realize you can't afford to do that no more. Do
Right.
you know
Right.
how much it costs to go to child care? My God, child
Lord
care,
Jesus.
it's like five, seven, $800 a week. Just to hold you, just to keep your child.
Yes, a lot of money.
It's crazy. So it's a lot going on. You have to make the boundaries. You set the rules for you, and don't belittle yourself on that. Don't let people try to dummy you down from your rules, or from your purpose, or from whatever you have set. Just like
Right.
Letitia, just like Tisha was saying about pricing. And I actually, Tisha, I was saying this yesterday in our group chat, in our group page,
Yeah.
um the other night, about ladies, you need to be firm when it comes to pricing your products.
Right.
Don't dummy down on your products, because people are good at doing stuff like that. They see your item, they love it. Oh, this is gorgeous, how much is it? You tell them this, like, what, $45. They're like, oh,
Ooh,
can I get this for like maybe 30? No.
girl.
People would be bold like that. But you have to, you can't just say, oh, well, I could drop it down a little bit. No. Do you know how much time you put in that thing? Blood, sweat, tears, work, light bulbs, everything burning for 4 plus
Everything.
thing on hours. You sitting up there on your computer. You up there graphic designer. You up there sewing or gluing or whatever you doing, and
Yep.
you got nerve to go ahead and accept what a customer is telling you to do, to drop
Yep.
your price down, or drop your morals, okay, your boundaries. No, you don't do that. You are a unique, different type of woman, and you got to own up to that, and
Yep.
don't be afraid of that. You don't need to have a whole entourage of people, because half of them people don't even care about you anyway. Just like the people on social media right now, people don't care about what they get. I mean, they ain't got no friends in this social media life.
Exactly.
They really, really don't. Okay, but you got to know who you are as a woman. You got to know who you are as a woman of God. You got to know who you are as a woman of grace, a woman of glory, a woman of honor. You got to know you got to know not just the physical of you, but you got to know the intimacy of you.
That's
That's
right.
the key thing. And once you get to know who you are, and God shows you who you are, baby girl, you're gonna be standing up like Pladow.
That's right.
Baby, how you do, baby? Yes, my name is Twonta. What's up with that? Spell my name right, okay? It's not Tawana, ain't Tawanda, it's Twonta, baby. It means
With a
beautiful
big
one.
T, honey. Big
Come on,
T.
boo. Okay, and make no apologies. Make no apologies, because you are a game changer. And you're gonna have haters that's not gonna vibe to your changing of what you're
Yes.
gonna do. So what? Do
Yes.
what you are called to do anyway. You have a different mission. Make it
That's
happen.
right.
Go ahead,
That's
girl.
right. Girl, I love this. I love all of this. I want to definitely touch on what you was talking about pricing. But I would say, yes, I use my family as my motivation when it comes to money. As soon as I close my eyes and picture what my family needs, it makes it easier to say, no, I'm not taking less.
There
Amen.
you go.
I want to
There you
mention
go.
something about pricing. I want to make $1 million in 2025, 2020,
Come on.
2024. Sorry. Yes. Yeah. I want to get to it as early as possible. So when
Yeah.
we and if y'all with me, say me in the comments as well. Let's touch and agree on this. Remember how the Bible says, touch and agree. He's there. My thing is, if you charge less, it's going to take you a long time to get to your million. Okay,
Yeah.
so even as I'm sitting here on this show, I'm thinking in my mind how I need to restructure some things, need to raise some prices on different things to get to that million early and fast. Okay. I don't want it to be like, oh, I'm gonna get into it by December 31st, 2024. No, I want to get to it by the second quarter of the first quarter, what have you, right?
Yeah.
Another thing is how we talk about changing, right? Twonta, we talk about game
Mhm.
changing. I think definitely one of the focal points of changing the game is
Mhm.
always be
Yeah.
in that learning state. I want to go back to my dad for a minute. My father used to fix cars. He was amazing, immaculate, the king at fixing cars, right?
Mhm.
And the thing about him is I used to see him look at a car and get the book to that model of the car and read about the car and then go in and fix the car. That allowed him to change the game of being an amazing mechanic. So again, as a businesswoman, anything in life and business, you want to become better at something, you want to change the game on something, you want to break generational curses in your family, start learning. If you're not good at saving, start buying some books and learn about how to finance better. If you want to get into the stock markets, take some classes. That's how we see. It's a lack of us learning. What's the saying they used to say about us Black folks? If you don't want us to know something, put it in the book. Remember they used to say
Mhm.
that? I remember I used to hear that growing up. If you don't want a Black person to know about something, put it in the book. Because
Mhm.
back then there was, we didn't read probably that much, but we got to get out there and read more. We got to learn more. Another thing that we got to stop doing is stop blocking teaching. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes somebody could come in and say, "Oh well, I think you should do it this way." Be like, "Girl, who is she to tell me what?" We so
Right.
quick to turn our head. It's not somebody shading us. It's not somebody saying you're doing something wrong, right?
Right.
It's them saying, but I see you doing this, but let's improve better. Instead, we say, well, you don't understand what I'm going through. I got kids. I got this. I'm too busy. No, no, no. And you want
Mm.
to get better, you got to learn better so you can do better, right?
Right.
Last thing I want to say, and you touched on this too, Toronto, I'm just piggyback off of what you said,
Okay. Mhm.
is I'm gonna say you gotta own your past, y'all. You gotta own
Yeah.
your past. I was, throughout these past few weeks, I was looking at these two big time influencers on social media that I
Mhm.
follow from time to time, and both of them got a pass. I'm talking about a pass, girl, pass. Okay,
Mhm. Mhm.
the one of them who has a past, like woo, scandal, all the things that she used to do, she owns her past. She's like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, but
Mhm.
I'm different now. Now I'm doing other things. I'm making money. I'm doing other things. She totally accepted her past and moved on from it and said, you know what, that's what I had to do back then. It wasn't right. I had to do it. I'm gonna move on to bigger and better things. And now the world know who she is. Then you got
Mhm.
this other lady who, she's getting up there, but it's she's holding herself back because every time somebody mentions her past, she want to cuss you out. She want to
Yeah.
fight you. She want to do
Right.
all these things. She wants people to stop talking about it, right?
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
wants
Yeah.
people to stop posting pictures about it. And I
Right.
started to look back, I'm always looking outside in. And I said, who's wrong in this or who needs to improve? I said, you know what? We all got to accept our past because, again, if you don't
Mhm.
accept it, people will use it as a weapon against you. And
There you
even
go.
if you're at the top of the caliber of your life, where the world knows your name and you're making a whole ton of money and you're famous,
Yeah.
they're still
Mhm.
going to bring up your past. So it's
Absolutely.
never going to change. You just gotta accept it and move on because again, nobody can use nothing against me as a bullet if I've already accepted that shot. I
Mhm.
already said
Mhm.
I did that. It's done. That was back in what 19 something 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 something.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And
Yeah.
some of
Yeah.
the people who are going to talk about it wasn't even probably born when you did
Right.
what you did, or don't even didn't know your name when you did what you did. So
Right.
you got to change the game and say, you know what, I accept me. I accept all of me. My
Mm-hmm.
good and my dirty, dirty, nasty, dirty past, I'm accepted. Because you can't use nothing against me. I already know I did, and I already accepted that idea. I'm going to keep moving and rising on. I'm not going to go back there, even though you deserve it, pop you in your mouth and
Mm-hmm.
all these things, because that's going to be wasted energy. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Your past is, you got, see, your past is your testimony. Is you saying,
Yeah.
listen, this is what I've done. This is where I've been. This is why I did what I did,
Right.
right, wrong,
Right.
or indifferent. But now I changed. And now you're allowing those individuals to become survivors, not victims
Mm-hmm.
of your past, or not gossipers of your past. Because sometimes people want to just say things, just to try to, trigger you.
Right.
All we as women, we all have these triggers, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
something could be a trigger, but you don't always how to react to it.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so that's how you create that radical game changing of saying, you know what, I'm a queen, and every queen crown gets heavy sometimes. Every queen
Right.
crown.
Right.
Sometimes it's too much to bear. We're all wives. Me and Toronto wives, but our wives crown as a wife get heavy. Sometimes we want to take it off and just throw it at them. I'm sorry, Toronto. I know you got your past story thing. Just want to throw it, We're like, you know what? Woo!
Ooh, child. I hear
Yes, yes, sis. Take it and learn from move on. Yes, if you stay stuck, God will put you through the same again. Oh, I love you said that, Melvin. I said that last week. I said if you want to look in your past all the time, God's going to send you there. He's going
Mm-hmm.
to send you there. He's going to say, "You want to go back there? All that
Mm-hmm.
mess, all that stuff that I rescue you from.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back there then."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because you probably didn't learn your lesson, so you want to go back. Go back. Yes, go ahead, Tawana.
Oh yeah. I mean, ladies, again, this is something that I think for all of us we need to just, just think about where we are right now because there's so much going on. As we had mentioned earlier, there's a lot going on, and we are dealing with a lot of heavy weight in our lives, and
Yeah.
sometimes it can really put us in a mind span, if that makes sense, where you're trying to figure out what to do. Should I continue? Well, maybe I should just let this go, or maybe I should stop this, and no, 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 no. This is what life is all about, baby. This is what is really proven to yourself. Are you strong? Yes, you are.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a weakling. Here,
Mm-mm.
let somebody come up to you and say you are nothing but a weak son of a you know what. I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you be like, what you
Your
say? What
mama.
you
You know me. We up north. You know, up north. We talk about your mama real. And look if she living or dead. Your mama.
and I'm from Newark. I like what?
Yes, you know,
Say it again.
girl, we would quit your mama.
Baby. Now you would take it as a huge insult.
Uh-huh.
You be ready to knock somebody out and all of that. But listen, ladies, in a sense, they are saying the truth because you've been saying it about yourself.
Yes. Yes.
You've been saying it about yourself. And that's why I
Yes.
said at the beginning that when we go through this journey is just not for us to just look at it in a very gloomy, boring kind of
Yes.
situation. No, this is a development journey for us.
Ooh, my
This is
God.
development for us. God is bringing us through this journey so he can introduce to us the behaviors that
Yes.
can set us back. He
Yes.
doesn't want these behaviors to come into the future of what he has
Yes.
for us.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes. Yes.
Casey,
Hey, Casey. How you doing, beautiful?
so again, you definitely need to look at yourself. Like Michael Jackson said, man in the mirror. If you want to see a change,
Yes. That's me.
yo,
Mm-hmm.
baby, you
I
have
will
to look
call you,
at
girl. I
yourself.
promise.
You have to look at yourself, ladies, okay? For real, because you can still win whatever you are.
Thank you,
Thank
bro. Thank you, big brother.
you,
Thank you. I miss you.
baby. Yes, and you are queens, ladies, and that's the thing. Remind yourself when you wake up in the morning, say, God, thank you for waking me up this morning.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you for still
Yes,
putting
you are,
thank
Casey.
you for
Yes.
making me that queen. Thank you, God, for still, believing in me, even when sometimes I don't believe in myself.
Yes. Yes.
But he will give you the endurance, he will give you the strength, he will pour into you, and you will start to believe and receive and accept who you
Yes.
are from God's
Yes.
perspective. Because
Yes.
he's not the one that's holding the past in front of our face like a carrot
No, it's
and
not.
saying to us that we're failures, we're this, we that. No, he ain't doing that because God said that I will remember your sins no more.
No more. As long as you say, Lord, forgive me, you surrender
Period.
on to him. He remembers it's gone. It's out of his
It's
mind.
gone. So
So why are
why
you remembering it?
regurgitate stuff? Why
Mm-hmm.
you a fool going out there in that ocean trying to find your mistakes, your sin?
Yeah.
You
Yep.
drowned 10 times over and still ain't find nothing yet.
Yep.
So
Yep.
why do that to yourself now?
Yeah.
You got to be bold in knowing that you are a unique being, that you stand differently.
Mm-hmm.
Gender is different. Come on.
Yes. Yes.
Your agenda is different. And you
Mm.
got to love that. Because there's some sisters, I'm serious, Tisha. There's some sisters out there, they still freaking out over knowing that they are powerful women. They still
Yeah.
haven't seen that.
I know so many women that they're not at where they need to be in life or want to be, but they're
Mhm.
excited about what's about to come. It's almost like you in your mind, you feel like there's about to be $50 million coming in your account, and you
Mhm.
envision it, and you just live your life every single day working hard because that's coming. It's like you're
Right.
getting ready for the overflow to happen. Y'all, that's a beautiful mindset to have. I don't care what anybody say. Because
Yes.
again, with the faith, it may not be in the physical, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying, but in the spirit, you're working in a capacity. It's like, oh, something's coming. So I'm going to keep working hard. I'm going to keep shoveling. I'm going to keep rowing my
Right.
boat. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep showing up, and just even if there's times where you feel like punching a hole in the wall, cutting some tires out, you still
Yeah.
say I'm going to push because something's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And let me
Yes. Like, yeah, you can prophesy. Yes. Oh, but that's you prophesying over your next level. Yes.
exactly. And let me say this before we move on to our what's
What's
news, ladies.
new? Yeah.
That you remember in Proverbs 31, the virtuous woman,
Proverbs 31.
that woman right there, she was a game changer.
Yes. Say it again. Who
That
was she again?
she the virtuous woman, she was a game changer. Okay. She was a
Yeah.
wife. She was a mother. Okay. She was an entrepreneur. Okay. She was what's the word? Philanthropist. I can never say that word, but you know what I'm saying, right?
I get
She
what you're
was,
saying.
yeah, she was a giver to the community. She was, very cordial, very kind. She took care of her business, and she did not alter her identity. She did not alter her faith. She did not alter her success.
Yes.
Anybody in that street,
Yeah.
okay? Because she
Yeah.
was a prominent woman because of her husband. Her husband was well known, and
Yes.
she was well known too by association, but she had her own thing going on because
Yes.
she knew who she was.
Yes.
She knew who she was, and she was not going to dummy down because of haters,
Yes. Very true.
because of what other women were saying. And back in that time, biblical times, women was not given the platform anyway.
Nope.
They was more behind the scenes. The men was the forefront.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this woman did not stand. She broke that barrier. She's like, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be behind anybody.
Yep.
I'm gonna do my business. She was selling her stuff to merchants. Merchants
Yeah.
was selling their stuff to her,
Yep.
while
Yep.
at the same time taking care of her responsibilities of raising her kids
Very true.
and being a wife to her man
Yes.
and
Yes.
giving God praise the whole entire time.
Yes.
Okay, so if you want to look at somebody like that, look at Proverbs 31. I guarantee
Ooh.
it's gonna bless your life.
Amen.
That's all I gotta say.
That's right. And that's it. That's all. So listen, y'all, if y'all really enjoyed the show, do us a quick favor, type me in the chat right now, or amen. Okay. Me or amen. Type me if this gave you any value. Okay. We're not going to do an afterglow tonight, but the next segment we're going to get into is
Mhm.
our What's News. If you don't know What's News is, maybe tonight is your first time showing up here. we decided to add on the What's New segment about a year ago, right, Twonta? And the What's New segment is really about us showcasing some of the things, the
Yes.
exciting things that we're seeing people do online throughout the world, actually,
Right.
who are really changing the game. Okay, these are some people that you're probably never going to see on your local news, right? But we want to give them their flowers, and we want to really, support them, on
Yeah.
this show, because we believe in this sister connection. We believe in spirituality, stability, and also sisterhood. Okay. And so we would love to bring up this What's New segment. Teresa, if you could bring it on up, because I can't pull it up on my computer right now. Vox is acting weird. Okay. Bring that on up for us.
Yeah, and we just have this one for you ladies for
Yes.
tonight. So this is a Howard grad. She's an entrepreneur. Her name is Camiria, I think, Wallace. She's a graduate from Howard University,
Yes.
and she is an entrepreneur, as I said. And she has this business which is called Black and Scholared, which is her fashion forward collegiate apparel brand. Really, really cool. So the number of Black students enrolling in higher education has been historically lower than their counterparts. Recent research has shown that enrollment rates have increased from 17.9% in 2010 to 22.6% in 2023. Okay. Kamira is on a mission to flip those stats through her purpose driven fashion brand. So in 2020, she started Black and Scholared to build an HBCU legacy for her daughters. That is so sweet. I like that. And the company has magnified its mission 3 years later, offering collections of officially licensed HBCU collegiate apparel designed to celebrate and encourage higher education within the Black community. Items in the collection range from sweatshirts, t shirts, hoodies, to totes, hats, alum lapel pins. Get excited. But Black and Scholared is not just for current and past students. Camiria has stayed true to the motivation for starting the business by nurturing aspirations for higher education in toddlers and youth with the company's youth collection. Oh, cool. Okay, so Camiria Black and Scholared is more than just a business. She's committed to helping Black students finance their dream of higher education. Consequently, Black and Scholared offers a scholarship fund to help students with tuition and living costs. She says education is the key to decreasing the wealth gap in the Black community. As an HBCU graduate, I can attest that a sense of belonging is important to student success. That's why we also support our HBCU partners with a portion of our profits.
Yes.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
when she started her business, she only had an HBCU. Oh no, she only had one HBCU license. However, the business has expanded to include licenses for seven HBCUs, including Howard, Morgan State, which went to get my graduate degree from, Norfolk State, North Carolina A&T, Hampton University, Virginia State, and Texas Southern. With over 100 HBCUs nationwide, Wallace plans to expand the company's license to include more institutions. So as you can see, her apparel right here, guys. So she has a wide variety of options to choose from. Get excited about that, y'all. So she said, we want to support institutions that provide education and the environment for Black students to thrive. And we are building a brand, but we are also building a legacy. Okay. So since this inception with her business, it had reached over 500,000 scholars and contributed over $30,000 to the HBCU community. Get excited about that. So the brand is currently sold online, and it's major retail stores, including Foot Locker and Barnes and Noble College HBCU campus bookstores. So you can visit her site, and you can look more, as you can see right here, and you can go ahead and support her business, support the HBCU, because Lord knows we still need that. And it's just a beautiful thing to see this. This is a great story. And I love to hear stories of alumni from HBCUs to come back and be a blessing to the community, as well as to future scholars and current scholars as well. What do you think, Tish?
This is amazing. I want to say this real quick. You know, HBCUs, my son, he's 16. Very soon we're going to be doing an HBCU tour, touring all the HBCU
Yeah.
colleges. And the thing is, you know, HBCUs don't get a lot of funding. You see other schools like
No.
Harvard and Yale and all those places, they get
Yes.
funding. They get, and a lot of times the funding comes from the parents. They come together. They
Yeah.
do things just like this, clothing, bake sales, fundraisers and stuff like that, to
Yeah.
raise money for
Yeah.
different programs and different things for their for the university or college. So what
Right.
she's doing is beyond amazing, because again she's using a portion of the proceeds to give back. So I want y'all looking at, oh, price, oh, it's $95 for this, $50 for that. A portion of it is going to back towards these
Yes.
HBCUs, which I think is amazing. Education is so important, and
It really.
even if you don't have children in school, you're really paying it forward and shining light on other, you know, children's to have the best education that they could possibly have.
Oh,
Okay, I think that's
yeah.
awesome. The scholarships are amazing, and also you guys can become a brand ambassador as well. She has an option on her website where you can become a brand ambassador, and if you share their you know what she's doing to the world with your own affiliate link, you know, you also are supporting what she's doing as well. So the website is
Mm.
blackandscholar.com. Teresa, if you could put that in the chat for everyone, blackandscholar.com. And I know my girl Annette, she's in the comments. I know she loves this because she's,
Oh,
you know, she's in our
wonderful.
church and she's really big. I mean, she knows so much about the educational system. She has helped
Wonderful.
so many children go to Howard and different schools like that, get
Yes.
scholarships. So I know she's loving this segment. I'm glad you're hearing that too. Be able
That's
to listen to this great
awesome.
news, love, and definitely uh uh you know, support this. Definitely support this,
And I'm
guys.
glad you said that too, because you know what? A lot of people don't understand that HBCUs, you know, historically black colleges and universities, honestly,
Yeah.
they're not getting the money like you think they're getting,
Nope.
like, you know, from like Harvard and all those other Ivy League schools. And we as a community, we have to. Jackson State, is that? I think that's what she was saying. Jackson
Yeah.
State.
Yeah. I think that's state. Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
you know,
Her son,
um,
I think, went there.
we have to really pull in and, you know, support our students, support our children and our
Yes.
students, you know, globally, and even in our own community as well, because it's still being a challenge right now. A lot of these HBCUs are still on that risk, you
Yeah.
know, of losing their accreditation or losing the school altogether. It's still a lot of stuff going on. But we definitely, you know, can help these students a lot. And to see this young lady doing it, I'm very, very happy with that. And there's just so many more out there doing wonderful
They
things in the
are,
community.
and look up and see who you can support. You
Yes.
know, it is important for children of color to go to HBCUs. I mean, you can send your child to whatever you want. I think it's so important that my children go to a university or college where they see more people who look
Oh, Johnson
Johnson
Smith.
Smith,
I'm sorry,
awesome,
Annette.
where they
Yeah.
see more people, more men and women who look just like them. And I think it is a difference there when it comes to the camaraderie and the friendships you build and the education itself. It is important. So we really got to hold to value to this because it is important. It really helps with your children's development into becoming a high schooler to adulthood. Okay, so I think it's phenomenal. My husband, my brother got like 10 kids. I got 5 kids, so I know we're all really passionate. Yes, girl. We get busy on this.
Wow.
Yeah, so I know he's really passionate. We're all really passionate
Yeah.
about education and making sure that our children in an environment, in a space, right, where they're appreciated, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
that's said, we'll pull up in this comment. She mentioned another point about HBCUs, family oriented and caring. Yes,
Mhm. Mhm.
yes, that's important, y'all. And we thank y'all so much for you know, sharing,
You gave
allowing
us
us to
your
share. Now, I'm
knowledge,
sorry,
sis.
okay, or maybe I'm prophesying something, bro. So, I know Sheikah like, no, girls, don't call me Sheikah right now. I'm just playing. Um, get it correct, nah. But
Woo-hoo-hoo.
we appreciated you guys joining us for this What's New segment. This is I enjoyed this segment. I did.
Yeah. Say no.
No, no, no. I love you. All right, y'all. So that was our show for today.
Yes.
We had a lot of fun, guys. We're going to be back again next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely share this broadcast along. Replay viewers, type in hashtag replay so we know that you stopped by. And
Yes.
join us in our community. Sister Connection Tribe is free for everyone to join in. All you
Yes.
have to do is go to bit.ly/sister to sister connection and join us inside of our community. Twonta goes live in there and she shares some awesome conversation. Thank you, Casey. Thank you. And we'll see y'all next week. So without further ado, go out there in the world, ladies, and love on your sister. All right.
Mhm.
Bye, guys.
Wow.